Good morning and welcome to the More Factor. Today we're going to talk about mind reading. I'm Frederick Groth and I enjoy helping people succeed in life by teaching life skills, success principles, and character traits. Mind reading. What has that got to do with stress management? That's exactly my point. Alright, let's get right into it. So, on day number 2 of stress management and living in harmony with others, we need to talk about mind reading. See, I come across it all the time, whether in my family or people out around. People expect you to read their minds. No. I don't like to say no very often. But the fact is, we are not mind readers. Some of us are more sensitive than others, but in reality, we're not mind readers. Point number 1 today is don't expect people to read your mind. That is so stressful. That is so burdensome when we are trying to just read my mind. No, I'm sorry. I can't read your mind. I'm pretty good at it, but I really can't do it. I'm good at discerning. I'm good at understanding. But in reality, we can't read each other's minds. And when you're around people and you're in the office or you're in the home, you cannot expect people to read your minds. Your foul mood doesn't really mean that I'm in trouble or I did something to you. Yes, I can really sense when something is up with around people, but in reality, I don't know if it's the last person they were talking to, if it was last week, or if it was right then in the moment, if it's me, what it is. See, we can't read minds. And so stop expecting people to read your mind. It causes a lot of stress for yourself. They don't care. They're doing their own thing. They don't even know that you're stressed out. Most of the time, people aren't even aware enough of other people's aura or mental energy that they're just having enough time trying to get their own stuff together. And trying to assimilate all the stuff coming around them? No, people. They got walls up. They got shields up. It ain't going to happen. So stop expecting people to read your mind. Relieve that stress right now. Now, before I move on to number 2, I really want to make this point clear. How you feel is your problem. They don't feel that way. The person that you want to read your mind is oblivious. They're in their own world. And your feeling of insecurity, of stress, of being left out, of being ignored, of being not listened to, that's your feeling, not theirs. They don't feel that. Your stress is your stress alone. Get that in your head. Okay? So, that leads us to point number 2. Speak up. Open your mouth. I try my best to teach this to my children. If you want something, open your mouth and ask for it. Because I'm too busy to read your mind, read your actions, read your thoughts. And if you want me to pass the ketchup across the table, open up your mouth and say, can you please pass the ketchup? Instead of going, or just looking at it, or pointing. No. Open your mouth. If you got a problem in life, open your mouth. Now, I'm going to make a word of caution here. Just by opening your mouth doesn't mean it's going to be okay. A lot of people open their mouth and make things worse. So here's what the idea here in this book is. The book that we're studying, that I'm reading. It's called Your Little Steps to Self-Confidence for Life by Paul Bailey, okay? That's the book that I'm reading. That's the book that this is coming out of. Okay? So, here's what you do. Yeah, you got to speak. You got to ask. You got to articulate your feelings. But in order to do that in a way that's not going to offend others, here's the key. You have to empathize with the person that offended you. What? Now, why would I do something like that? Because when we empathize with the person that offended us, we're putting ourselves in their shoes and trying to understand, well, why did they do that in the first place? And when we put ourselves in someone else's shoes, it tones down our anger and it allows us to slow down and think before we speak. We empathize. We put ourselves in their shoes. Well, why did they say that? Why did they ignore me? What are some reasons that this could be? And so we empathize with them, and that slows down our mouth, that slows down our thoughts so that we can say, okay, maybe they didn't even think about it. Maybe they've got something on their mind. Maybe they're having a bad day and they just didn't even notice me. See, so we empathize with it, and we are less likely to be judgmental and angry. So, number one, don't expect people to read your mind. And number two, speak up with empathy for the offender. And finally, and I'm running a little long, but we'll get through this one quickly. Ask questions. Asking questions will give you answers quicker than sulking in a corner. Sulking never speeds up any process. Sulking makes it longer, makes it more stressful, and makes it more unharmonious. Our purpose here is to become harmonious with those around us, to be at peace, and to have very little to no stress in our lives. And so, sulking never gets the answer. Asking questions, again, we go to the second point. Open your mouth and speak. Ask questions to reach the bottom, to find out what's going on, and your life will be so much better. So, what does asking questions do? Well, asking questions opens up answers. What does sulking do? It brings negative energy into your life. It causes stress in your life. And by silently cursing someone under your breath, you're actually drawing negative energy to yourself, not to them. Okay? So, by continually living in the stress, we're providing more energy, negative energy to ourselves. So release the stress by talking about your feelings in an empathetic way to those that are around us, to understand how they feel as well, and ask questions in a positive way, and answers will come. Now, thank you for watching. A little bit longer this morning, but hey, we're talking about stress here. Be better today than you were yesterday. God bless you. We'll see you tomorrow morning for another exciting episode in trying to understand how to fight stress. Fight, yes, stress. Oxymoron. And live harmoniously with other people. Have a great day.